Welcome to Pickleball Hustle. If you're shopping for a new paddle and feeling overwhelmed by all the options, shapes, weights, and marketing claims, you're not alone. Today, we're answering the question so many players ask: how to pick a pickleball paddle that actually fits your game and helps you improve instead of holding you back. In 2026, with hundreds of paddles on the market and new materials and technologies releasing every month, knowing how to pick a pickleball paddle the right way can save you money, prevent frustration, and accelerate your progress from beginner to 4.5 and beyond. How to pick a pickleball paddle starts with understanding that there is no single best paddle, only the best paddle for you. Your skill level, playing style, physical attributes, and goals all matter. A paddle that works great for a power player might feel dead to a touch player, and a paddle a 4.5 loves might feel too stiff for a 3.0. That's why learning how to pick a pickleball paddle intelligently is one of the highest ROI decisions you can make in the sport. Let's begin with the most important factors when learning how to pick a pickleball paddle. The first is weight. Paddles generally range from 7.0 to 8.5 ounces. Lighter paddles are more maneuverable and forgiving, making them ideal for beginners and players who value quick hands at the kitchen. Heavier paddles offer more power and stability, but can fatigue your arm faster and slow down your reaction time. Most intermediate players land in the 7.5 to 8.0 ounce range. When you learn how to pick a pickleball paddle, start by testing a few different weights. Many shops or online retailers offer demo programs. The right weight feels balanced and comfortable after 30 minutes of play, not heavy or sluggish. The second critical factor is the paddle shape. Traditional paddles are wider and more rectangular with a larger sweet spot, which is very forgiving for beginners. Elongated paddles are narrower and longer, giving more reach and power but a smaller sweet spot. When you're figuring out how to pick a pickleball paddle, most beginners and intermediates do best with a standard or slightly elongated shape with a large sweet spot. Advanced players who want more leverage often prefer elongated paddles. Test both shapes. The difference in reach and control is noticeable. Next is the core thickness and material. Thinner cores usually provide more power and a crisper feel, but less forgiveness and control. Thicker cores offer more control, a softer feel, and better dinking performance, but sacrifice some raw power. In 2026, many top paddles use a hybrid approach with a thermoformed edge and a polypropylene or Nomex honeycomb core. When learning how to pick a pickleball paddle, consider your style. Power players often prefer thinner cores, while touch and dink-oriented players lean toward thicker cores. The face material and grit level directly affects spin. Raw carbon fiber or textured surfaces generate the most spin. Smooth faces produce less spin, but can feel more consistent for some players. How to pick a pickleball paddle often comes down to spin preference. If you rely on topspin and slice to control points, prioritize high grit faces. If you prefer a more predictable, controlled game, a smoother face might suit you better. In 2026, many manufacturers offer spin-enhanced surfaces that are legal but extremely grippy. Edgeguard quality and durability matter more than most players realize. A strong, well-fitted edgeguard protects the paddle core from court scrapes and extends the life of your investment. Cheap edgeguards crack or peel quickly. When you learn how to pick a pickleball paddle, inspect the edgeguard carefully. It should feel solid and securely attached. Grip size and comfort are frequently overlooked but crucial. Most paddles come in standard grip sizes, but adding overgrips can customize the feel. A grip that's too small causes tension and arm fatigue. One that's too large reduces control. When figuring out how to pick a pickleball paddle, hold it for several minutes and swing it around. Your hand should feel secure without squeezing. Budget is a practical reality when learning how to pick a pickleball paddle. You don't need to spend $250 plus to get excellent performance. In 2026, there are outstanding paddles in the $80 to $150 range that rival much more expensive models in spin, control, and durability. Brands like Vatic Pro, Warping Point, and several direct-to-consumer options offer tremendous value. How to pick a pickleball paddle on a budget means focusing on the features that matter most to your game rather than brand name or hype. Let's talk about playing style because this is where how to pick a pickleball paddle becomes personal. Power players who love driving and smashing usually prefer slightly heavier, thinner core paddles with elongated shapes for leverage. Control and dink-oriented players do better with thicker cores, larger sweet spots, and balanced or slightly headlight weight. All court players often choose mid-weight paddles with a good mix of power and touch. Test paddles in real games if possible. Many retailers offer demo programs or return policies. The paddle that feels best after 3 or 4 matches is usually the right one. Spin capability has become one of the most discussed topics when learning how to pick a pickleball paddle in 2026. The 2026 rules still allow significant spin as long as it's generated by the paddle face and not by hand manipulation before release. Paddles with raw carbon fiber or specialized grit textures produce the most spin. If you rely on topspin drives, slice serves, or heavy dinks to control points, prioritize high spin faces. If you play a more consistent placement-based game, a smoother face might be perfectly fine. Durability and warranty are practical considerations. A good pickleball paddle should last hundreds of hours of play if maintained properly. Look for paddles with strong edge guards and reputable warranties. How to pick a pickleball paddle that lasts means avoiding the cheapest no-name options that delaminate or lose pop after a few months. Let's walk through a practical decision process for how to pick a pickleball paddle. First, define your budget. Second, identify your primary playing style, power, control, or all court. Third, decide on preferred weight and shape. Fourth, prioritize spin if it's important to your game. Fifth, read recent 2026 reviews and test paddles if possible. Sixth, buy from retailers with good return policies so you can try the paddle in real games. Seventh, maintain it properly. Clean the face regularly, replace the grip when it gets slick, and store it in a cool, dry place. Common mistakes when learning how to pick a pickleball paddle include buying based on what pros use instead of what fits your game, choosing by price alone, ignoring grip size and comfort, and not testing before committing. Take your time. The right paddle feels like an extension of your arm, natural, comfortable, and confidence-inspiring. In 2026, the paddle market is more competitive than ever, which is great news for consumers. There are excellent options at every price point. How to pick a pickleball paddle wisely means focusing on the features that match your needs rather than chasing the latest marketing hype. A $120 paddle with the right specs for your game will outperform a $250 paddle that doesn't suit your style. To quickly recap how to pick a pickleball paddle, determine your budget and playing style, choose appropriate weight and shape, prioritize spin and control based on your needs, test if possible, buy from reputable sources with return policies, and maintain the paddle properly. Do this, and you'll end up with a paddle that genuinely helps you improve instead of holding you back. If this guide helped you understand how to pick a pickleball paddle, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment with your current paddle and what you're looking for in your next one, and subscribe to Pickleball Hustle for more honest gear reviews, technique guides, and 2026 strategy content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Keep hustling smart out there. See you on the courts.